And we are the Ninja Legion, and this is Console Wars. I am P-Chan.
Cecil Blade.
D.
And Spider.
And we are going to discuss what's been going on in the gaming community now today, or in the past week or so.
Vitas.
Vitas.
No, nothing's been going on with Vitas.
Nothing.
We are very disappointed, yes! There's nothing going on with the Vitas!
No, nothing's going on with the Vita.
Nothing going on with a PlayStation handheld. Shocking.
What a surprise.
Some actually interesting news. Remember, 2 weeks ago, Ubisoft was saying they didn't have time to develop female models for Assassin's Creed.
I read this story. I freaking died. I'm at my cube at work,
I haven't
dying.
heard this, so this is going to be
For
good.
Assassin's Creed Unity, they said it would take too long for them to develop female characters for the game. That's why there aren't any. So the guys at Insomniac Games, for their Sunset Overdrive, revealed a female character who looks
Suspiciously like an assassin.
like an assassin from Assassin's Creed, and it's hilarious.
It took them a week.
About a week, yeah, and they did it.
Wow.
So they're literally saying, "Oh, it would take you too long. Oh, look here, we just did it." And like we said last week, so you say it would take too long to do the frame and the model work for a female character, but you already have the framework for Liberation.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I never played Liberation.
Well, I haven't either. I know of the game and I know some of the backstory, but essentially, like, how hard is it to make a female character? That's a cop-out. Like I said, they could have gotten so much farther if they had just said something like, well, we hope to integrate it later, or we're looking to do that. At least backtrack.
Not do a PR disaster.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it would take too long. That is not what gamers, and especially the angry Sharknado that are feminists, want to hear. They do not want to hear that.
I am now never going to get that image out of my head. Feminists now wield Sharknado
They are the
tornadoes.
Sharknado. They will tear you
I don't know.
apart.
I feel like that's kind of dangerous for them. Bleeding once a month and all.
Oh, I saw that train coming. Nothing I can do about it.
I threw the ball in the air and I was like, oh, he's going to
Oh, this is about to get ugly.
And wow.
Game over, man. Game over.
It was the worst answer they could have given, and I kind of like the fact that everybody else is doing what essentially PlayStation did during the last gen console wars. They're just like, we got female characters.
All right, well, let's give an overview of Sunset Overdrive, because I don't think all our viewers know what it is
Sunset Overdrive is a game produced by Insomniac Games. It's basically a third-person action game where you're basically fighting mutants. They're kind of like a zombified orange mutant, and it's just characters, mainly teenagers, going around and destroying mutants over the city. You can do combo attacks, you get interesting weapons, grenades. It looks like a load of fun.
It's basically open world zombie killing, kind of like Dead Rising.
It's like Dead Rising mixed with Tony Hawk Pro Skater, because you can grind on just about
Now, we talking about old school Tony Hawk or new school Tony Hawk, which is terrible?
It's old school, where it looks like tons of fun to just play it.
As opposed to just being like super technical about everything skateboard related.
Mm-hmm.
True.
It looks like a load of fun, like something you could get lost for hours. It's what I call a controller pass.
Do you imagine when you turn on Sunset Overdrive, when you first get it, it goes, Sunset Overdrive, kind of like Jet Set Radio?
That'd be fantastic.
Jet Run Radio!
I'm glad people were saying it ain't that hard. That was a crappy thing to say, and I hope you regret it later. It wasn't that hard. Another thing I wanted to talk about, I've been noticing a lot lately, Nintendo is suffering from Disney disease. And when I say
Disney disease, explain to us.
Disney disease, it's where you hold your characters, your main simple characters, in such high regard, you're afraid to do anything remotely original with them. Like Mario. Zelda. They still haven't come out with another.
And that's what I think of your Disney disease.
But they're doing like an open world type Zelda game.
Yeah, that ain't original. That's not risky whatsoever.
Hey, people like Skyrim, it's open world. Let's do that with Zelda.
Let's do that with and take no chances with it. We haven't come out with another Metroid game since we handed over to Ninja, and they butchered it. Mario hasn't been original in since 64.
Hey,
But
but
we've
I
also
will have
talked-
to throw out there that the Luigi Death Stare.
Yes.
yeah.
Awesome.
Yes.
In Mario Kart.
I don't
Yes.
think I think they did the same thing Capcom did. They had the Year of Luigi and didn't do nearly enough with Luigi as a character. Now they're doing the Year of the Toad.
Toad's getting his own game.
Yeah, it's like Adventures of Toad.
Captain Toad. Yeah.
Yeah, which should be interesting. But they're doing what? Like, when was the last time you saw Mickey Mouse in anything other than
Epic Mickey.
which wasn't that good,
Yeah.
or Kingdom
Kingdom
Hearts,
Hearts.
which wasn't that
Actually,
good.
would be Disney's theme park game for the NES. It's the last time I seen Mickey.
True, but it's
And it was Space Mountain. It was bitch.
it's the precious cargo. Put it this way: I won't be satisfied till I see Smash Brothers. But pretty much, if you're not in Smash Brothers, if you're any other character who comes into Smash Brothers,
see,
it's your gravesite.
I guess they may
Well, we did discuss that the other
not
week.
want to risk it because look at what they did with Sonic. They at least tried to step out of the boundary and they just completely
Right, but
destroyed
Sonic
it.
was already on its way out. He wasn't.
But even so, they still tried something new to reboot the franchise.
But-
And it just right
I
off
was
the
going to
cliff.
say, simultaneously, we've also had this discussion about if something works, why change it? Like, the Kirby games haven't changed dramatically over
No.
the years, and
No.
the ones where they did try to make it, like where you have to, like, draw to, like,
yeah, it
make
was,
it follow the
that was
thing.
Epic Yarn or something.
Yeah, and they have another one coming out that's just like it.
Oy.
And I didn't enjoy this at all. But then, like, Triple Deluxe that just came out,
Oh my-
which
that
goes
was
back to just the
amazing.
classic Kirby formula, I love.
Yeah.
And it's one of those, don't reinvent the wheel if it doesn't need to be fixed. Like, if it works, just keep doing it.
I'm not saying reinvent the wheel, but give me some new rims. I don't think.
Well,
I don't,
okay, and then I agree with you, but then if you're going to do that, take Metroid back to 2D.
And I'm completely okay. Remember what they were doing with the Game Boy Advance? You had Fusion,
Yeah.
which was fantastic.
Absolutely, Fusion was
Zero
great.
Mission.
Yes.
If you
Prime was a mistake.
No.
No, yeah, absolutely.
No, Prime 2 and all the ones that the black and white and all that crap was a mistake. The original Prime was not a mistake. It showed you what you could do with a fully 3D first-person Metroid. And while it had its flaws, it was still a fantastic game. You can go back and play it to this very day, and it's still pretty.
I can't go back and play it like I can't go back and play Majora's Mask.
True.
I can't do it.
But they stepped outside the box, and it worked. They're doing the same thing Disney has done, and the same thing Capcom's done. They have all these big faces in the franchise, these groundbreakers, and they're doing nothing with them.
No, Nintendo hasn't abandoned its main franchise.
True.
Have a Kickstarter started to reboot Mario, and then go back, buy that rights from Kickstarter, and redo the game entirely.
Did they buy the?
I think they
Right,
did.
Paul?
Almighty number 9?
I think they did.
Did they buy distribution rights?
They might have bought distribution.
Okay,
rights.
I don't consider that like buying it because that means
Everybody really
Keiji
really
Inufune's
wants
still
a new
doing
Mega
shit.
Man game? Oh.
no.
And we're not talking NT. We don't even recognize those.
I mean, they can make $1
wait,
billion
wait.
by releasing like Legends 2.
Oh, yeah. No.
The NT ones were the ones that weren't that. That was the network.
That was the
one?
network ones, yeah.
Those were with like the battle chips and stuff.
Yeah.
Those weren't that bad. Not compared to like the Star Soul stuff. that
Okay,
followed
Oh,
it.
God. All right. You're
Star
right. You're
Soul
right.
was
You're
the
right.
really
Star
bad
Wars
one.
was bad.
Yeah, the Star Soul one was the really bad one.
Yeah.
The NT one, it was different, but it wasn't
It was
completely awful.
Digimon-ish, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, no, that does, and I get that, but I also love Digimon, so it
Well,
didn't
I
bother
love
me that
Digimon
much.
too,
I
but
played BattleNet, and I got to tell you, I was
The Battle Network games. It's a little.
Which was the one that had the grid system in it?
BattleNet.
That was
Was that
Battle
Battle.net?
Network.
Yeah,
Battle
I,
Network.
like the
I,
six-
I played part of a Battle.net game. I really like that one, and I'm not a Mega fan.
But they try to do the Pokemon thing where it's like red version, blue version,
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
two versions
they
for
did.
every game. And you can't get all the chips unless you get both games because
Yep.
they have different bosses in
I mean,
each.
they even went as far as when they Mega Man was good on the Game Boy Advance. You had Mega Man 0, which was fantastic, and then 2, and then 3, and then ZX, and then it started doing the Capcom thing where they ran out of original ideas and just started shoving crap down your
See,
throat.
I didn't like the Zero Series games though. I tried playing those. And
Really?
I really didn't enjoy them.
I
no.
enjoyed the crap out of them. It was one of the few throwbacks. It played like X, and it had a decent story, something I could actually get into.
Yeah.
So I mean, but at this point, I really feel like Nintendo's just dropping the ball. I mean, who plays Sunshine?
honestly, I played Sunshine for quite a while. Did I ever complete it? No, but I did enjoy it.
Right. I enjoyed like the technical aspect, and it was a pretty game. My problem.
I will tell you, I cleaned the plaza more times than I've ever cleaned my room. Just for the record.
You know the problem is Nintendo falls into that weird category I always have where I don't feel like I can't complete a game if I don't feel like there's a goal. And in Sunshine, I never felt like I had a goal. Kind of like why I never beat 64.
Did you ever play Galaxy?
You never beat Mario 64?
No, I'm collecting
never
stars, and I was like, that's it. There wasn't a
120 stars. Back in the days of 64, that was a goal.
Yeah, but that's not a concrete goal. Like
100
in Super Mario Brothers
stars.
3, you have to get through all the levels and beat Bowser to save the princess. And then like Sunshine and 64 is like
that's overly simplistic. That's like every Mario game, and in any Mario game,
Well,
there's
and-
always the
No.
end boss, and then you're done.
No.
And then you
to
only
be
had to collect
fair-
100 stars to get the Bowser. You had 20 more as an extracurricular for the people who are completist. So you didn't have to go that
still
level.
didn't feel like there was a goal other than collecting stars or coins. Like Sunshine,
I
you
never-
collect all the coins and then go get all the red coins.
Red
I was like-
coins, yeah.
And I was like, I didn't feel like I'm
Well,
going back to the same
If
place.
we're going to go back to that, then we got to go back to Galaxy, which was pointless
I
in my
never really
opinion.
played any of the non-2D Mario games.
Really?
Yeah, like once it went 3D, I just didn't care anymore.
I tried because mechanically they're really good games. It's just I never felt like I was like doing anything. Like there's a goal. but
I
I'm-
think Mario 64 was the epiphany of what Nintendo could do in a 3D Mario
Epitome?
world. What?
Epitome.
Epitome. Thank you, not epiphany.
They had
like
an
lightning,
epiphany and changed
like
it.
lightning. But I think they dropped the ball after that. They could never meet that,
No, they couldn't.
and they were afraid to repeat it.
True.
I don't know. I like Galaxy. I thought they did a fairly good job with it. I mean, I didn't do the whole 120 stars bit, but you know, it's still
No, when you walk around trying to collect rock candy for the majority of the game, I kind of got a little bored.
Yeah. Did anyone play the new Castle Wolfenstein game
no,
or
No.
Wolfenstein? No, am I the only?
no interest.
None.
no.
That doesn't.
You're the only one that wants to kill Nazis.
It was glorious
Not that I would
fun.
want to kill Nazis. Just
It looks good.
It was actually a rather enjoyable game.
The question is, can you go around with a baseball bat?
can you be the bear Jew?
no.
Yes.
No, it plays like an old school first person shooter, which I wasn't used to because I'm used to AAA titles like Call of Duty or Battlefield or Titanfall.
Let's go back to AAA titles. Call of Duty is not a AAA title. It is by sales figures. It is not by gameplay.
True. But it had looser controls. You can dual wield just about everything. We're talking sniper rifles, shotguns.
Well, I mean, but
Pistols.
that's old 2D scrollers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's original Wolfenstein, and I
Did it feel
I
like you're
commend them
playing,
for that.
Like the old Wolfenstein or Doom with just updated graphics.
Yeah, it did, and there was actually a part where you sleep and they put you in the original Wolfenstein game, and you can play through a level or two of that. It was brilliant fun, and for once, it was a first-person shooter that was character-driven. You actually care about the character and the people around him, and if you ever need to reaffirm that you hate the Nazis, the game does a fantastic job of making you despise them for legitimate reasons.
Well,
And then
I think
putting
enough times passed that we shouldn't hate the Nazis quite so much. Let's play Wolfenstein to reaffirm our hatred
Reaffirm
for
it.
people who commit genocide.
So the question is, did Wolfenstein go on sale in Germany?
I hope so. It was actually it's a great fun. I played on the hardest level, and I will tell you there were quite a few times where it was infuriating because it doesn't hold your hand like a lot of other first person shooters.
And it shouldn't.
No, where there are
It shouldn't be
times-
like a Halo.
like
Yeah.
Captain there will tell you there are times where I'm just getting shot at and running around in circles because I have no idea what to do whatsoever, or I'd be in the middle of an engagement, completely run out of ammo.
Yeah.
And it was nothing for me to get
I remember-
outflanked, outmaneuvered, and then run out of ammo, or I'm just SOL.
How long did it take you to beat it? I guess that's the big thing, is that a lot of shooters seem to be fairly short nowadays.
I would say it didn't take me any more than 10, maybe 10 hours.
Yeah, but
Maybe.
now wait, that is classic 2D FPS time.
It's
That is
true,
Doom. That is
but-
Doom 2. That is Wolfenstein. That is Rise of the Triad. That is all of those.
But it has replay value in that there are certain parts in the game that you make certain choices that affect the outcome of the storyline of the rest of the game. So it actually motivates me to go back and play it, so I make the different choice.
So they're not like pointless choices.
No, it
Yeah,
affects
like-
the storyline or
You're
what
gonna end up in the
characters.
same place no matter what you do.
Heavy rain. Yeah, but it actually it motivates me to go back and play it. Other than like, it's got this really odd cover system, which is nice, but it has destructible environments. It's like they had a lot of really good ideas, but like slightly suspect execution. Like you can duck down behind blocks, but certain weapons shoot through the blocks. A prime example is at one point you're trying to escape a Nazi camp jail.
Auschwitz?
And you were
yeah,
you were
it's a
behind-
hotel now, by the way.
Okay.
What?
It is.
Really?
That's horrible.
Yeah, it's a hotel now.
But you're behind this barrier, and there's the guy with mechanical armor and an auto shotgun, like a AA-12. So you hide behind the cinder block, but the auto shotgun's just bang, 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 chews through it.
Well, like
Shoot.
a shotgun would eventually would.
Correct. But the cover system is you have to hold down left bumper, and you can go any direction, lean out, and then you shoot with the left trigger.
Ooh.
I'm sorry, left bumper is to lean from cover. Right trigger is to pull the trigger. Now to aim down your sights, you actually have to hold on to left trigger.
Yeah.
So unless you're just hip firing or just pulling aggro, it's kind of ineffective. Plus the auto shotgun guy, the only way you can really destroy him with kinetic slug weapons is to shoot the pillars on his shoulders. But he never exposes back to you because he's aware you're there. So I died at that part probably 8 or 9 times before I just emptied my clip. But then the problem is, as soon as you kill him, then they come out behind you and another auto shotgun guy. And that's my main problem with it. Yeah, leaning is really cool, and the left bumper feature with cover is cool. But in order to hit anything, you have to hold left bumper, then hold left trigger, and then shoot with right trigger, while also moving the D-pad to lean above the cover or right or left, and it becomes...
So what you're telling me, it has more controller features than Halo or Call of Duty.
It does, but that's the only thing that's difficult. They even go back to the scroll wheel, like
Oh, wow, really?
like PC first-person shooters. You actually hold the right bumper, and then you can actually rotate and pick the weapon you want. That does get a little... I couldn't remember how much I didn't like it until... It works with PCs until you're actually in the middle of combat
Now-
trying to switch weapons.
Now, presumably you played this on the Xbox One.
Correct.
Now, a cool feature would have been where you're freaking playing Xbox grenade launcher.
Yes, that would have been fantastic.
Voice command would have been fantastic.
Though at this point, since the last firmware update for the Xbox One, the voice commands have not been working very well.
You know why that is,
Still
right?
haven't really had too many issues with mine.
I upgraded mine
Did-
the last, and it doesn't listen whatsoever now.
Side note, did you hear the story about the latest Xbox commercial?
No.
The-
Yeah, the one
Yeah.
with
What's his name?
Aaron Paul.
Aaron
Aaron
Paul.
Paul.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
People are saying that commercial turns on their Xbox.
Yeah.
Well, Captain, I'll be sitting in the living room doing something. I'll be like, "Oh yeah, Xbox." I'm like, "Boop." Crap, and stop
Well,
listening.
unless you actually say Xbox on, it won't turn on.
Bullshit.
Yeah, that ain't right.
You don't just say Xbox and it turns on.
I have.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never once had that happen.
I've had my Xbox turn on with me just saying its name several times. I've had it delete my game file twice now.
Wow.
So
I have yet to have any issues with my Xbox One. And despite all the people are going, "Oh, well, this is good. It turned off my system." It's like, no, because you have to give a confirmation for it to do that. It doesn't just turn off.
Yeah.
no, it
But,
doesn't.
eh.
I've had problems, and they're minuscule problems, but they're problems that make me
Well,
angry.
when did you buy your Xbox One, P-Chan?
The day Titanfall came out.
When did you buy your Spider?
Launch. I got mine at midnight.
Real?
I got it the minute it was released.
You have a
I
day
the-
one.
So-
I have a day, not a day one because I didn't pre-order it.
But you had
I got mine literally
Initial
the first,
shipment.
the first one to go out of that store.
your initial shipment.
Yes.
P-Chan was oh my god, we sold out. Rush them,
Yeah.
and that's
could
what
be
you
it.
got.
Like I said, it does what it does really well. It's just that.
No.
I'm just
All right.
saying.
Alright, so
Well, do we have any other topics to hit on before we wrap it up?
No, that's it.
I was going to talk briefly about Pokemon, but we
No,
gotta-
go quickly. Do a high level.
Pokemon remakes of
Ruby and Sapphire.
Ruby and Sapphire are going to be coming out in November. Which I'm pretty excited for. That's been long overdue.
You don't need a link cable to play each other, right?
No, you don't.
Oh, okay, I'm just checking. I'm just checking.
Not anymore.
Okay.
So far, the only things we've seen out of it, there was some brief gameplay shots, which look good. They look like X and Y,
Yep.
which was fine. Then we have a couple new Mega Pokemon. They revealed the Megas for the starters for
Right, 'cause
Hoenn.
they already had Blaziken.
And then we also are getting Mega Diancie,
Was it-
which is
Whoa.
great, except we still haven't gotten regular Diancie yet. So we have until November to get a distribution
Aren't they doing
Pokemon. And
de-evolutions?
two other... They have
Legendaries.
primal versions of Kyogre and
Yeah.
Groudon. So yeah, it's going to have all the classic stuff from Ruby and Sapphire, but then upgraded graphics and all the XY features. So looks neat so far. It's a Pokemon game. I'll give it a shot. Hopefully they don't try to bog it down with too many extra little special features like they did with XY.
Maybe they'll bring back the Pokewalker.
They won't.
They won't. They don't have.
Because it was the best
I
extra
even
thing
bought
they
into
ever
that,
added.
and I didn't do that.
But yeah, so that was pretty much it.
All right.
Real quick little.
So, current overview, real quick. With Nintendo's disease, would you still buy a Wii U?
Yes.
Okay. Wolfenstein 3, would you still buy it? Would you recommend it?
I'd wait till it drops a little bit because it's a quick experience, but has replay value. But yeah, I would say buy it.
So, like your dating life.
Pretty much.
Sorry. had to
Except
get
I
it.
can see my Xbox anytime I want.
Ooh.
Anywho.
I could. And Pokemon, obviously, you're gonna recommend it.
Yeah.
I haven't seen enough of it to give a solid recommendation on it or not. We've seen very little for the game, but it's a Pokemon game. If you
Yeah.
like Pokemon, you're gonna play it. You're probably gonna enjoy it.
Yep.
All right, cool. All right, well, I guess this concludes Console Wars.
Yes, it
Yep.
does.
So, thank you for joining us. We are the Ninja Legion. I am Cecil Blade.
I'm D.
I'm P-Chan.
And Spider.
Have a good night.
Pch.